Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Pushpalata, studying in first year BE from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Subject Principles of Programming. Today I am discuss about recursion and iteration. First, introduction. Recursion and iteration are fundamental programming concepts. Recursion involves a function calling itself to solve the problem through a divided and conquer approach. In contrast, iteration employs loops to construct a set of instructions repeatedly. Both methods play a crucial role of algorithm design, offering distinct approaches to problem solving in programming. The first concept, recursion. Recursion is a programming concept where a function calls itself to solve a program. First, base case. Each recursive function should have a base case, a condition that stops a recursion. It defines the simplest scenario where the function returns to result without making further recursive calls. Then divide and conquer. The problem is divided into subproblems of the same type. The function works on smaller input and result are combined to solve the original problem. Function calls. The recursive function calls itself with a modifier or reduced input. This repetition continues until the base case is reached. Memory usage. Recursive function use a call stack to keep track of each calls. It's important to ensure that the recursion doesn't lead to a stack overflow by reaching too deep. For example, definition of factorial indicates n. If n equals 0 or n equals 1, then return to 1. Else, return n is in multiplication factorial n minus 1. In this example, the base case is n equal to 0 or n equals 1 and the function calls itself with smaller input n minus 1. Tile recursion, a special case where the recursion call is the last operation in the function. Some programming language optimize till recursive calls to improve efficiency. Then, readability. Recursion can provide elegant and concise solutions, but it may be challenging to understand for some developers. Proper documentation and clear base case help to enhance code reliability. Risk of infinite recursion. Without a proper base case or termination condition, recursion can lead to infinite loops, causing the program to crash. Examples of recursive problems. Common examples include calculating factorials, Fibonacci sequence, traveling hierarchical structures like trees, and solving problems with a divided and conquest strategy. Then I am discuss about iteration. Iteration is a fundamental concept in programming that involves repeating a specific set of instructions multiple times until a certain condition is met. In C programming language, there are three types of iteration statements for while and do while. In this blog post, we will discuss each type of iteration statements with examples and codes. The first type for loop. The loop is used to execute a set of statements repeatedly for fixed number of times. It conditions three parts: initialization, condition, and increment or decrement. The syntax of the loop is as follows. For initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Flower bracket, code to be condition of loop. The initialization statement is executed only once at a beginning. of the loop, and it is used to initialize the loop variable. The condition statement is evaluated at the beginning of the each iteration, and it is true. The code inside the loop executed. The increment or decrement statement is executed at the end of the each iteration, and the second type is while loop. The while loop is used to execute a set of statements repeatedly long as certain condition is true. The syntax of the while loop is as follows. While condition flower bracket code to be executed, then last also flower bracket. Iteration, and it is true. The code inside the loop executed. The loop continues until condition becomes false. The third type, do while loop. The do while loop is used to execute a set of statements repeatedly as long as a certain condition is true. The difference between the while loop and do while loop is that do while loop is executed code inside the loop at least once before checking the condition. The syntax of the do while loop is as follows. Conditions for do while loop. The code inside the loop is executed first, and then the condition is checked. If the condition is true, that loop continue. Otherwise, it terminates. Then the last is conclusion. In conclusion, both recursion and iteration are powerful programming techniques. Recursion offers elegance and specificity but may lead to struct overflow in certain cases. Iteration, on the other hand, is often more memory efficient and sustainable for large scale problems. Choosing between them depends on the specific problems and trades off in terms of reliability and performance. Thank you for watching my video. Do you like and share the video? Thank you all.